Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and we're at the Zone Show, and you're watching True School Sports.
All I have to say to that really is to any of you would-be potential burglars, if you want to try and get past the 9C, it's up to you. CCTV cameras dotted around the property, and then Spider-Man your way up this 20-foot wall to get through this window, a window that's never really open anyway, and get past the home security system, the alarms, and me. If you want to try that, then go on ahead. I wouldn't recommend it, but so I've come into my house this morning to find that some lowlifes have been in here, snuck in here like the little rats that they are, and burgled my house while I'm away. Boy, I can't believe this shit. Smashed through the back bedroom window, come inside, tore my bed up. I guess they were looking for something underneath the bed. Emptied the jackets out of the closet there. Left the iPad. That's interesting. Come into my wardrobe here and completely emptied the clothes out of my wardrobe. Jesus. And they've taken 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 pairs of Louboutins. Wow. Well, oh, man. Okay, so next they've come into the second bedroom. Roughed up a little bit, gone through the drawers. There's nothing really in here, so I guess they just left that. Come in here. Emptied some of my boxing gear for some reason. Left most of it. £2,000 Dolce & Gabbana jacket left. These guys are dumb. Very dumb. Last bedroom. Left the phone in the drawer. Interesting again. Turned up the bed. Gone through the drawers. Left my Nintendo Switch. Thank the heavens for that. I guess they thought there was a safe behind here, so yeah, they moved that. Okay, so lastly, they've come into the walk-in wardrobe, my main walk-in wardrobe, and I guess they were too stocked up on all the clothes that they took from the back room, which is actually a really good thing because most of that stuff is sports gear. I mean, they got like a lot of expensive shoes, but the rest of it, the clothes that they took, it's all sports gear. Whereas this is the stuff that I actually wear, like, you know, the expensive stuff. A lot of it is in this room and it seems to be pretty much untouched. I mean, they got a couple of pairs of shoes again that you can see are missing, but mostly it's pretty much clean in here. Now I know, and I have no doubt that the people responsible for this burglary follow me on social media. So you guys, I'm sure at some point are going to see this. And I just wanted to take this time now to let you know how pathetically terrible you are at your craft of being, you know, a thief. And that is just to show you that of all the things you could have taken in this room or moved, you decided to take a jacket off of this rail and throw it onto the floor. I have no idea why, but it's on the floor. Now, if you had been good at your job and actually taken the time to inspect this garment that you so rudely thrown on the floor, you would have found this. And this is worth about 100 times everything that you took in this house. And you left it here. The joke's on you, you absolute scumbags. So, the moral of the story is, if you're going to do something, do it right. And you guys are going to get caught anyway. I've got you guys on CCTV. I'm going to post, a little clip of the things I've seen already. Hopefully you'll be recognized soon and brought to justice. I'm upstairs now. Nothing was taken.
Hey, what's going on? It's your boy BT, and I came here to talk some boxing with the thousands of True School Sports subscribers. Now, some interesting news in the boxing world. It's obviously it's a bit of a slow time in the news because of the whole pandemic or whatever going on. Now, many of you may remember Chris Eubank Jr. had a whole situation going on with the burglars in his house and things like that. And apparently a man has been charged in the burglarization and the burglarizing of Chris Eubank Jr.'s home. Now, according to this article that I'm reading here on Boxing Scene, a guy by the name of Carol Farquharson was arrested on April the 6th. Okay, he's arrested about a week ago by the Sussex police, and he went to court recently. And he's one of the two robbers that entered the home of Chris Eubank Sr. And they're still trying to find out who the second robber is. And they haven't revealed if that burglar has been dealt with or apprehended, or if there's been any sort of consequences dished out to him. So there has been progress. There has been something to report on about this matter. Now, this should be a good lesson to all fighters out there and all people in general, because social media, and it doesn't matter if it's somebody that, it doesn't matter if we're talking about poor people, rich people, middle class people. Social media has made people completely disillusioned to reality. You know, and when you're a guy like Chris Eubanks Jr. of high social status, the son of a legendary British boxer, a promising up-and-coming boxing prospect in his own right, you shouldn't be flaunting what you have on social media. It's not smart. Like, for example, this all started, I think it was like November, maybe October. It was sometime last year. He had a whole video where he's flashing around his house talking about, oh, if you come into this house, we have the CCTV cameras here, and we have a fence, and we have a security system, and then even if you get past all that, there's a baseball bat right there, so don't even try it. So this didn't just happen out of the blue. This legit happened because he invited it onto himself, as you guys can see at the beginning of the video. He invited it onto himself, okay? And then when he wasn't home, somebody got real bold and they broke into his house, and then he's still an idiot. He still is like, the quote's right here. What did he say? Hold on. When he found out his house was robbed, listen to this. I'm gonna read you guys the quotes. And I know I played the video in the beginning of the I played the clip at the beginning of this video, but I want to read it again. He said, I quote, "Of all the things you could have taken from this room, you decided to take this jacket off this rail and throw it onto the floor. I have no idea why, but it's on the floor. If you had been good at your job and actually taken time to inspect this garment you have so rudely thrown on the floor, you would have found this." And then he pulls out a watch. "And this is worth about 100 times more than everything you took in this house." And it's like, man, to use a British term, since we're talking about a British fighter, what a tosser. What a tosser. This guy, Chris Eubank Jr., you shouldn't be flashing what you have and what you don't have on social media. That's how people get robbed in the first place. Everybody wants to be cool. Everybody wants to get the likes. Everybody wants to get the validation of people massaging their earlobes, saying that they're cool because they have certain material possessions. And it's like, that's what got him here in the first place. Now, I'm not saying that this couldn't have happened without him, if he didn't post that, but it would have certainly helped if he wasn't advertising and flaunting all that stuff around. You see what I'm saying? So it's just a message to everybody out there in these times. Be very, very careful on what you're putting out there on social media. Like, for me, look, I'm not going to sit here and brag. I'm not the richest man in the world, but I have things that I could flaunt on social media that I don't flaunt on social media because there's no reason for me to flaunt on social media. I don't need that kind of validation. Now, if I'm out and about and I'm taking pictures of murals, like just recently I posted a picture of a mural that I saw in downtown Miami of Kobe Bryant, and I post and I put cool pictures up like that, and people like that kind of stuff. And I like posting stuff like that, but I'm not gonna sit here and tell people what I have in terms of jewelry and money and financial assets. You shouldn't be doing those kind of things because these things will get you in trouble, and it's just best to keep your business with those things under wraps. So, I mean, good for Chris. I'm glad that because I don't believe that people should rob anybody anyway. So I'm not trying to give the robbers or the burglars a pass. But at the same time, he didn't help the situation either. So that's the news. They have, in fact, caught and reprimanded one of the guys that has stolen from Chris Eubank Jr. Speaking of Eubank, since we're already talking about him, he's coming off that fight with Matthew Korobov, where he technically got a stoppage victory over him due to a Matthew Korobov injury. So even though he won that fight, Korobov was lighting him up in the first round. And I think that he needs to really fight like a Jamal Charlo or give Korobov a rematch and really, have a statement performance, because the more time that goes by, the less people are getting sold on what was once a massive hype train for Chris Eubank Jr. And listen, I don't think he's a horrible fighter at all. I think there's a decent fighter in there somewhere. I think he could definitely improve, but he's got to get with the right people, the right trainer, and he's got to listen to them, because he trains his ass off. I mean, the guy's always in the gym. He's a gym rat, but it comes to a point where you got to get good people around you who can teach you things. And if I'm not mistaken, I think he's training with Roy Jones Jr. right now at this time. So maybe Roy Jones Jr. is a guy that can implement some good things to him and get the best out of Chris. And hopefully for him, his boxing career can progress. But yeah, lesson to people out there: do not flex on social media, because the repercussions can be quite huge. So let me know what you guys think in the comments down below. Take the time to subscribe. Like I say in every single one of these videos, you can love me or you can hate me, but I'm just giving Daniel. So until next time, take care, guys.
This is Showtime, Sean Porter. This is Aerosmith Dre.
Hey everyone, this is Jesse Vargas.
You're watching True School Sports. You're watching True School Sports. All right.
And you're watching True School Sports.
Stay tuned.